do because the camera, we had a fault, but this is going to be a raw, uncut video of my journey with mental health. I want to do this because it is Mental Health Week, and I just want to tell you my journey. If you do hear noise in the background, we are on lockdown, so my son and my husband are home in the other room, and yeah, just want to tell you my journey in 10 minutes uncut. I've seen a lot of these assumption videos uncut, and yeah, just want, how many times can I say uncut raw video. Just a disclaimer here, this is gonna be me telling you my story of mental health from the beginning until now, and I don't want it to trigger anyone. I just want to tell you my story. Maybe if I can help one person, that make all the difference to me. Yeah, feel free to comment down below if you want to ask me any questions, if you want to chat about my mental health. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video, or if you want to see more videos like this, or suggest other videos you'd like to see. And please subscribe to become a pretty petal if you haven't already. My name's Kim. If you haven't seen me before on my channel, I hope you will carry on following and subscribe to become a pretty petal. If you are a returning subscriber, a pretty petal already, then thank you for returning. This is uncut. Also, can you ring that bell to not to subscribe. I'm just, yeah, a bit delusional because this is the second time doing this video. Can you ring that bell for every video I post and upload? I don't know what they're doing in the background, but let's just ignore that. Now I'm going to get up the timer on my phone. As I said, I've already done this once before, so right. So from the beginning, 3 years ago, I had my baby. A little bit into my pregnancy, I had an okay pregnancy until I got told that he was the wrong way in my tummy. I had to have him turned in my tummy, and that was quite a traumatic experience. I got to try gas and air early. I also, it was very painful. They tried 3 times to push him around physically in my stomach, so it's a very strange feeling. They turn him in your stomach, and then I obviously didn't want him to come out the wrong way. I wanted that to go successfully, so I said on the third time lucky, can you try once more? And she managed to turn him, and then I was 2 weeks overdue, exactly, I believe, and then I went to have a propass to induce me into my pregnancy. I believe I went and had it in the morning, and then the next evening, on the next day, I went into labour. So my labour was overnight for 14 hours. I had a water birth. I was in and out of the bath, and I believe during my pregnancy a practice nurse joined us, and I believe there were 2 ladies anyway in the beginning, and then later on a man come into the room, also a practice nurse. She asked for permission every time. It wasn't just like, oh, they just come into the room. She asked me every time and said, this lady's going to be with me through the labour, and then can this practice nurse come in? So I said yes both times. Didn't think anything of it. And then later on in the birth, we knew something was wrong. Rory come out purple, and I kissed him on the head. I'll never forget that feeling of kissing my baby skin to skin. That was the best feeling. My phone's going off now. And then he got rushed off, taken away from me, straight down to Nike, and that's like an intensive care unit in the hospital. It was a really strange time for me because, excuse me, I'm filming here, because there were other babies in incubators in these strange plastic boxes on wheels. Yeah, and Rory was £8.5. All these other babies were premature, tiny little babies, and yeah, it just wasn't a very nice time for any of us, I'm sure, but me especially. I had a really hard time with it, and now looking back on it, that's why I think I got on well, because Rory was on well. And then I went into a mother and baby unit. So 2 weeks after Rory had been born, and he was in and out of intensive care. He'd been fed a bottle for the first time by somebody else. He probably had a bath for the first time by somebody else. I felt a bit like I couldn't do all those things first, and I was kind of being taught how to look after my baby, especially in the mother and baby unit. I feel like in this time and space now, I feel like I've gone a bit back in time. So when we're in the mother and baby unit, I had to ask for permission to go out for a walk on my own, or whether it be with Rory in the pram. We'd have an hour walk every day. I think it was at 9 o'clock in the morning, and if we decided to go on the walk, we went. If we didn't decide to go on the walk, we wouldn't go out for the rest of the day unless it was really hot. We'd go out in like a little communal garden. I don't know how they're coping right now, but yeah, yeah, so that was a really strange experience, and I had to take medication for say a year after Rory was born, and that was in line with my blood, which is why I had to take it for a year. I had to have blood tests every month to make sure that the tablet was in line with my blood. And then I suppose I experienced anxiety for the first time when I come home. I'd never really experienced anxiety before either. Maybe, but not like as in depth. I suppose I know what triggers my anxiety now, and I know how to deal with it. when to listen to a podcast, do a bit of self-love, bit of self-care, have a pamper evening, a bath, or listen to music, just do stuff that makes me feel better. But I had anxiety about going out, and I suppose even like the smallest thing, like taking him for a walk around the park on my own, because I'd always been helped and learned how to look after my baby. Although it's strange, it was a good support, and I wouldn't change anything. I feel everything happens for a reason, and I'm a stronger person because of what I've been through. And you wouldn't judge someone on the street, you wouldn't know that they have suffered with mental health just by talking to them or looking at them even. So I just feel, yeah, I had to experience that roller coaster ride and ride it and go through it all to be able to get off and feel that adrenaline rush and better out on the other side. One day you will get off that roller coaster and you will feel better as well. Just because you're going through it at the moment doesn't mean that you won't feel better. I always compared myself to others and really made myself feel like I was the only one. Like, why me? It is a 1 in 1,000 number, and I always say that I'm special because of that. 1 in 1,000, and postpartum psychosis chose me. But yeah, that was my diagnosis, that was my mental health journey, and I've experienced anxiety since, just over the simplest things, going to the shops usually, or making sure I've got everything in Rory's bag when we're going to the park or going out for the day, or even going on holiday when that's a whole different feeling. There's so many things that can spike your anxiety when you've got the responsibility of a child. And yeah, we've all been through it in different ways, I'm sure, but I feel I've experienced that traumatic time for me to get ready for my future, and that is the time up. Oh, can't turn it off. So, 10 minutes uncut talking about my mental health, my self-love. Yeah, I just want you all to know that I've been through it and you will get through it. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you understand. No judgment on this channel. I just really want to tell you my story, my experience, my journey. So thank you once again. I hope you subscribe to become a pretty petal, ring that bell for every video I post, comment down below with any questions that I haven't answered or you want to suggest more video ideas, and don't forget to hit that like button. Love ya.